Hello, everybody. Last time we saw how to create different logical circuits using different applications and different drawing methods and different kinds of way of representation of logical circuits and sim and logic simulation and other things. Okay, so how we can do it on a graphics, how we can design using a draw, or you can use a colored pencil and other things and use, and you can draw a thing, and different logical circuits can be created. This time we are going to see some of the things which are more critical and kinds of things. Okay, so today we are going to talk about topology, and the other one is microprocessor, how microprocessor design and how you do a topology work. Okay, so I have created two things. One is called the topology. So I'll talk something about topology and other things. Okay, now I have opened up the things, and now the topology is coming up. Okay, now what is a topology? I wanted to show you what is a kind of topology. Topology means the bus kind of architecture is called a topology. Okay, the kind of bus you want to architect and things like how the wiring kind of things you want to do is called an topology. Topology can be only three things. So either it is a star topology, or it is a bus topology, or it is a ring topology. These are the three major things of topology is concerned. Okay, we don't have any other kind of topology, but there is a mix between these things. Okay, a star can be connected to a bus kind of thing, and we have a different kinds of topology. A bus can be connected to a ring kind of topology. This is another kind of topology, or all three can be combined to form a different kind of topology and other things. Okay, so topology comes under basic classifications of star, bus, and ring. Okay, these are the way these are basically used for optimization. Okay, when you have a huge network or something like that, these three things are used to do the optimization of the network. Okay, so the network can be in a star form or a bus form or a ring form, and they are separated out separately, and then kind of used up as a kind of different kinds of topology. You can have networks also connected like this. Okay, networks, most of the connections that you make, they come under these three classifications, and you can mix and match these three classifications to get other kinds of things. Okay, so these are the basic three things you have to understand. So star means you have some kind of center node, and A, B, C, D is connected to a single node. Each has a different path. A has a different path, B has a different path, C has a different path, D has a different path from zero. Okay, that is called a star topology. Different paths. Okay, then bus topology is you have one one node, and all the other things are connected in a kind of serial fashion. Okay, in a kind of serial fashion, and there is no kind of interlinks between those kind of things. That is called a bus topology. Okay, so each one is connected in serial, and then the final one is connected to in serial in a bus topology. Okay, ring topology is something different. Okay, you form some kind of ring kind of structure. So there is a point for a node, and from that node you go to the next node, and from the next node to the next node, and they form a cycle kind of thing. Okay, circular kind of structures. So if they form a circular kind of structures, then it is called a ring topology. So bus topology is almost like a straight line, ring is kind of circular, and star is kind of splitting from one single point to different points, and each are independent kind of things. You can mix and match these things to make any kind of topology in a two-dimensional network. Now if you get into three-dimensional and other things, then you have different kinds of topologies coming in, but the same structure is used in each kind of network. Okay, so that is how you have when you are making a circuitry, or a kind of the plate kind of structures, okay, three or the four layering, five layering bus structures. These three things are used for optimization work, and how to optimize the whole network and make your printed circuit board in a particular fashion. Okay, PCB in a particular fashion. Okay, so this is the basic concept of topology. Okay, so you know how to connect the elements. You can connect the elements in these kind of topologies, okay, and then merge them together to form what you want in a kind of making the board design or chip design, or the other kinds of logical gate arrays design and other things. Okay, now we are getting out of it, and then we are going to the next one, how to do a microprocessor design. Okay, so last time we have how routing happens and what microprocessor do. Now today the next chapter is about how microprocessor design. Okay, microprocessor is basically has one few things. Okay, one is an arithmetic and logic unit. Okay, that is called an ALU. Okay, arithmetic and logic unit. Okay, what is arithmetic? Arithmetic is plus minus, those kind of things. Logic is what, and or those kind of things. Arithmetic also is done by logical units. So logical 1 plus 1, logical in case of binary, 0 and 0 gives a 0, or 0 and a 1 gives a 1 kind of thing. That is an OR circuitry. That is a logical OR circuitry. But that is equivalent to 0 and 1 when it is added and it is given a 1 on the other side. It is also an arithmetic operation. What is the arithmetic operation? You are adding the two numbers 0 and 1 and to give a output 1. So that is called a arithmetic unit. So you can have an arithmetic unit and a logical unit. Arithmetic and logical unit, you have what are called two operands, operand A and operand B. Okay, operand A and operand B is where you have 0 0 1 1 0 and things like that. And operand B also you have 0 0 1 1 and things like that. So they are equal operands. You have two different equal operands you have, and you give a control signal. Okay, control signal is what you want to do with that particular thing. Okay, so control signal is just to control the whole thing. Okay, that is called a control signal. And you have an operation code, it's called an opcode. Opcode is what kind of operation you want to do, whether you want to do a logical AND, logical OR, logical exclusive OR, or any kind of operation you want to do. We saw already there are kind of logical operations you can do. Okay, that you have seen it already. But if you want to see it, you can go into tutorial and see it. Okay, I just wanted to show you what are the logical operations you can do, but that is not given here. Okay, so I just wanted to, you have to go exist and show you. But right now you see these things and you can see what are the kind of thing. Okay, operations code is the specific code that is given. Okay, say 0 0 0, I give 3 zeros, then it means that you do nothing. Okay, then I have 0 0 1. Okay, then it means you do an AND operation. Then you have a 0 1 0, then you do an OR operation. Then you have a 0 1 1, then you do an exclusive OR operation. So these are kind of what kind of operations you want to do. That is given as an opcode kind of thing. Okay, so if you have 3 bits and you give the opcode on the 3 bits and you give the control signal to do whether you want to do a operation, you make the control signal to go up. If the control signal is 1, then you do the operation. If the control signal is 0, then you don't do the operation. Okay, so the opcode has what is the code that is given, and the control is what kind of, whether you want to do the operation or not. Okay, that is the kind of control signal. So once you give the control signal, then what happens, it takes the opcode kind of thing, then it gives out the control thing and it gives a status. What is the status? Status is what is out. Okay, what is the kind of thing that is out, whether the operation was successful or not. So if you give the control signal as 0, there is no operation that is going to be done. Now we make the control signal go 1, and then you check the status signal. The status signal will be 0 when there is no status. Okay, so when you have the control signal 0, the status signal is 0. And when you have the control signal as 1, the status signal can be 0 or 1. If it is 1, then it means that it has completed the operation code and it has finished the work. Okay, that is called a status. Okay, so you have a control, then you have a status, then you have an opcode. Okay, this opcode, the output, where is the output when you have done both the things, like in-bus operand A and in-bus operand B, when they are done some logical circuits like an OR circuit, then what is the output that is given here? That is called an outbus. Okay, outbus is where you have the final operations done results. Okay, it's a kind of result register. Okay, so you have input registers A and B, and you have a result register that is called an output bus. Okay, that is called an out bus, or the result bus. Okay, that is called the thing. So status, you know, what is a control, you know, what is an opcode, you know. So these are the basic things of an arithmetic and logic unit. Now microprocessors, they work on two things. One is called an arithmetic logic unit, and then there is a counter kind of thing, which is that does all the counting work. That is a kind of registers which does the actual processor work. Processor work is arithmetic work. Arithmetic work is like addition, multiplication, subtraction, division. Those are kinds of done which are done in a different way of things. But arithmetic and logic unit is the kind of operation that is given, and how they do addition, subtraction is a kind of using the flip-flops and other things with an extra additional kind of things that is separated from these things. So arithmetic and logic. So if you want to do a shift, right shift, left shift, that is also done by arithmetic and logic unit. What is the what is mean by left shift and right shift and things like that? Okay, so those are called address. Address, you want to switch from one place to another place in a memory unit. And the memory units, I already told you, they are used using D latches. Okay, most of the memory units are used by latches, and most of the operations kind of things are done by flip-flops. Okay, those are the operations that are done, and most of the processing things are done by logic gate arrays, which are called the microprocessor. You know, kind of microprocessor kind of logic, logic include. Okay, so opcode is also kind of thing. What is the kind of things you want to give? Now I'm making a simple and arithmetic logic unit. Okay, it's an and our arithmetic logic unit, which is going to do some kind of using a single AND gate. It is going to do most of the arithmetic and logic unit. Okay, now we have a control signal. The control signal is in the center. It has got a 3 point. One is the control signal at the center, data A is in the top, data B is in the bottom, then it is going to an AND operation and give you the out. Out is where the result of A and B is there. Okay, control is where you can make it 0 or 1 depending on whether you want to do one output, you want the output to come out. So when you have the control register as 1, and you have A and 1 and B and 1, then you have an out 1. So that is the output that is giving out, depending on what is the control that is given, what is the data operands that you have. If you have a data operand of A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, and you have a control operand 1, then you get an output of 0, which means it is basically done an A and B operation, and then it has given the output as 1, 0. So it is a kind of AND gate circuitry which comes out. Okay, now the same thing you can do with an AND gate, you can do an operation. Now to control the thing, you have a separate line. Then you have an operation code, that is 0, 1, 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2 is the operation code that is giving. So those three things you can give different signals. Okay, where you can make it all zeros, 1, 2, 3 as 0, all the 3 points as 0. Then you have opcode as 0. So when you give the opcode as 0 as the first three, the uppermost 3 points, then you have what is an AND operation done. Okay, now if you have a 1, then arithmetic OR is done. If you have an operand, operation code as 2, then what you get is out is what is an OR gate or an exclusive OR gate and things like that. So those arithmetic things is given out, or an addition subtraction thing is given out, and the status is where it says that whether it has performed the circuitry, which is out. Out is where you get the things, and status is where whether it has done the operation, and opcode is what you give on the input to control. Opcode is what kind of operation you want to do, that is give the opcode, and you have the control signal. Okay, so control is where you control the whole thing and then give the output outside. Okay, now status is also given. So this is the basic operation of an arithmetic and logic unit. Okay, ALU, it is called an ALU. So this is a simple AND ALU or OR ALU or things like that, where it can do 2 or 3 different kinds of operations and things like that. So S is the status, control is C, and A and B are the input operands, and operands, and 0, 1, 2 are the operation code, and yes is the status bit which comes out, and the control signals come out. Okay, so this is the basic thing of an arithmetic logic. You can go into the web and other things and see for higher things what is a bus and other thing. Bus means a group of wires which has got 8-bit bus. So here I have a single operand kind of operation, arithmetic logic unit, single arithmetic logic unit. Okay, there are different kinds of buses. A can have 5 input or 6 input bus. Okay, so a bus operand A can have 5 input bus, or 8-bit kind of bus, or 16-bit kind of bus. Okay, it's the same number of bus should be available on B operand, which is an 8-bit bus, and the output is given by the out bus, which is another 8-bit bus. Here it is all single bit bus. Okay, single bit bus, and you have a control structure which is operation code as a 0, 1, 2, and the out structure as just 1 bit, and the status bit is 1 bit. So this is all 1-bit operation kind of minimal kind of microprocessor. Okay, arithmetic logic unit processor. Now memory units and other things are done by D-latch, and all the operation registers and other things are done by what are called the flip-flops, and even the arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction and other things are done by the flip-flops and other things. We already saw what is a flip-flop and other things which we wanted to know. So the basic operation of how a processor is done is given like this. Okay, later you can go up and look up in the web or some other place where you can go do a complete study of what is an arithmetic logic unit. So basic microprocessor has an arithmetic logic unit. Then you have set of registers. Okay, registers are where it's a kind of flip-flop where it have registers or where you store the information, the address information, the data information. You specifically don't do the data or something like that. Mostly it has the address information and what kind of operation you want. Those kind of things are stored in what is called a registers. Okay, those are different kinds of registers like multiplication register, addition register, and logical operation registers and things like that. So registers are things where they are do a fast kind of operation, and then you can do all the output coming out. Okay, those are called arithmetic and logic unit operations. And now we go into memory unit. So first is when you have something, there is a fetch signal which goes on, and that fetch signal goes to what is called a memory unit. Okay, it fetches, it loads the particular address from the memory onto operand A and operand B. That operand A and operand B are stored in a register, and from the latch registers it brings in those operands and loads the registers from that particular address onto bus A and bus B. Then once the operands are loaded, then the control signals are loaded. Then once the control signals the registers are done, given the flip-flop, there is a status register which comes out, and then you have the output as and it can be loaded onto a memory or stored in a memory somewhere. Okay, this is the basic operation. So it fetches an input from the memory unit, loads it onto the register. Then once you load it onto the register, then operation code is given. Then after that, control signal is given. Once you give the control signal, the operation is done. Then after that, the status is given, the final status, whether the operation was successful or not. So that is the basic concept of how a microprocessor works. Okay, and where it gets from the memory. It uses registers, and and it does flip-flops to do the operation kind of thing. And then finally you get the status, which is also kind of flip-flop, and you have the register out or the operate out, and the output is given on a particular register also, and you can take from the register and load it onto some other or save it onto some other memory. Okay, so the memory units are all latches, and you take it from one latch, whatever you have, load it onto the arithmetic logic unit. Then after that you do the operation. Then after that you store it on some other latch. Okay, so the latches are grouped into memory unit, address latches, data latches, and other kinds of latches. Okay, address latches, data latches, and address, data, and operation code latches. And so these are the set of latches that is there already. Okay, 3 different kinds of latches which are be there, and memory latches. Okay, so these three to four different kinds of latches are there, and those, that is where you get all the operation, operand, control signal, everything. You get it from those kind of latches and load it on, and finally you do a flip flop of all the things. And flip flops are all, kind of usually work on registers and do all the flip flop and do the calculations that you get to. And from the flip flops is loaded on to back again to latches, and you get it into the memory unit, and you have the final output on the memory. Okay, that's all for today. Okay, this much is enough for today. So you know how to use an arithmetic logic unit. You know a basic signal, how it works, and how and ALU works and things like that. Okay, that's all for today. So we'll see some other time. So you have a basic, if you want to do thorough look up and other things, you can go and look up. I have some other things, but I wanted to show you some other things. Let's go and see what is there inside. So I just go out and then see some other things and then come out. Okay, so these are the kinds of things. So if you want to see some of the things, how an arithmetic logic units, you can go to the web and search for it. Okay, so I don't have a image or a video or something like that. So we go into images and see what is there inside. Do I have an arithmetic logic unit? No, I don't have one. So if I go into files, kind of search for things, then you can get it. Okay, so I can go into Google search or something like that. Okay, so if you see the exact structure of these things, this will show something like this. Okay, this is the kind of thing that is given. Okay, that's all. Okay, if you see the arithmetic and logic unit, see here he has given about four of that. Okay, the four of this is the control signal, and these are the status bit. This is the operation code. The operation code is there with, and A and B are what are the input input operands. A is the input operand A, and B is the input operand B, and this is the status S1, S2, S2, S3 are the what is called the status operation codes or registers, and finally you have the output code registers at the bottom, or the what kind of operation has been done, what is the output for those things. It is given by the first operation is function 0 operation, function 1 operation, function 2 operation, function 3 operation results are put in here, and finally you have the pinout for those things, and we have the reset control signals at the top. These are the status bits. C and is the control, and M is the operation kind of thing. What is the opcode that is given? That's all. So C is control, M is the operation code, third is the A and B are the registers, where what kind of operation you want to do. S1, S2, S3, S4 are the status, or what is the opcode that is given. Okay, what kind of operation you want to do, that is the opcode that is given by S1, S2, and what is the output for those things. And the output is stored in the F1, F2, F3 registers, are called the output registers, and that is where the logical operation like AND, OR, NOR, XOR, plus, minus are done, and then the output is given there. Okay, this is the basic thing that is given, but I don't want to go how the circuitry looks like. This is how the circuitry looks like. I don't want to go into details. You can go look up if you want to, much more interested in those kind of things. You can just go have a look at it, but basic things, how a processor is designed, and that's all for today.